Songezo Mapete on SAFM.
Staying in Uppington, Aisha, good evening.
Hello.
Indeed.
Songezo.
Yes, Mama.
And good evening to your guests. I'd just like to draw your attention to something which I find very concerning about the land. The government has the intention of them owning it and then them leasing it. Now, while they've been busy with this, they have taken 6 farmers from the farms that the farmers leased and were supposed to buy. So there's no way that they can be trusted to own the land. The land must go back to the various peoples with the title deed.
Interesting.
Can you hear me?
I can. That is a door. You heard that?
Yeah, I've heard that.
Your response?
Now when we come to land reform and restitution, don't get me started.
Well, we're going to talk about restitution in a short while.
Corruption, you're talking about that lot.
We're talking about restitution in a short while there, Aisha.
And he's talking about private investment. Now, let me tell you, I've been struggling with the Department of Land Reform and Rural Development for the past 20 years. Yeah? Everything that they do is absolutely wrong. And then they appoint people to get through what they want done, and not in the community's interest. Case in point, 2 days ago, they sent some white dude to the Komani Sand with a concept plan with somebody from the department, with a concept plan on how they imagine that the Bushman land should be used. And thank goodness that the community stood up and said to them, where do you come on this? This is not what we want. You did not consult us, so leave.
Yeah, it does speak to the point. Let me just move on there, Aisha. It does speak to the point that you raised earlier on, that is a door where the persons whose voices and experiences are most important are not being consulted on decisions that affect them the most. Let's go to Mfundo in Durban. He's a first-time caller. We're getting quite a lot of these first-time callers. Testament to the growth of the show, I hope. Good evening, Mfundo.
Good evening. How are you, sir?
Well, sir, how are you?
I need some explanation here. You know, there's this statistical explanation, is it 87 by 13% against the black majority. Now, let's just look at land from a rand value point. Let's take the Sandton Square. It's got title deeds. How much is it worth? And how many, in terms of translating the surface area for a square mile to the value of the total land surface, how much is, how does that picture look like? And then another thing, there's a development somewhere in Johannesburg which is supposed to house 250,000 people. Look at the surface area of that development. Now, the thing is that who will actually do the development? There's already an artist in place in which the president has developed this high concentration of high density of land, but the institutions that are going to take the financing already know the demographics of the persons and the psychographics. All they don't know is the actual name. Now I want to see how do we manage the financial question with the statistical question. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Much appreciated. I do admit not to have quite caught the question in its thesis and essence. Perhaps, and Adesado, you might want to respond to the callers, particularly this one whilst it's still fresh, before you go back to restitution in the 2 segments thereof.
Yeah, I didn't quite grasp what the caller was raising, but what one really needs to highlight is the fact that we need to create a clear distinction between urban land reform and the rural part of it, i.e. that these are 2 different spheres, and we need to find a better way of actually addressing it. I mean, you can't deal with land reform in the rural space the same way as you would in the urban space. So that's the one thing. The other part of what he's raised, I seem to have picked up that he was talking about the percentages of who actually owns what in terms of the land in South Africa. For me, this is a very big question. Until such time we know exactly who owns what, I think we'll always be pointing fingers at one another. Government has done some studies which gives a different picture. The industry have also done their own studies which gives a different picture. I know that the banks at some point they also did their own study which somewhat gave a different picture. So the essence of what I'm really raising is, based on this whole question of collaborative effort, we need to work together so that we can all have a product that we can buy in and actually say, this is a research that we can all attest to, and we are happy with the findings of this research, which says the total land that's owned by black South Africans is so much, and land that is owned by white South Africans is so much, because currently there's a huge contestation around that.
But I just want to quickly talk about restitution and two segments or arms within it that you'd made reference to earlier on in the minute and a half that remains.
Well, I'll do it very quickly. I was saying 90% of the claims during the first round of the land claims were settled through financial compensation. So it is highly likely that this might be the case when the new window is reopened. Now, if this process can be speedily and fairly completed, we believe a large portion of restitution claims can be finalized. On the other hand, we have what we would call high-value, large-scale, and complex claims that some of which have really taken for decades to resolve. Based on our experience, it is important that we must acquire the skills needed to ensure that these claims are not only dealt with expeditiously, but they are settled in a manner that ensures that we save jobs and we have continued operation of the existing businesses for the benefit of these new land owners. Because what is happening is, the minute when our people come on board, those projects actually collapse, people lose jobs, And to achieve that, we really must get experienced transaction advisors to negotiate these viable commercial transactions on large and high value claims. So that's the point I was making about restitutional claims. And perhaps the last 2 points that I wanted to
You've got 10 seconds to make both points.
The current distribution program, it must be made more transparent to provide clarity to who is eligible and who is not eligible. Post-settlement conditions must be addressed as well and must be improved.
Excellent. Ndadisa, thank you so much for your time. Chief Executive of Vumelana Advisory Fund, giving us some context as to the solutions that are possible given his experience and work in land reform, and so giving people in the truest sense the experience, feeling and reality of freedom. 27 years on, it's 21 hours now. It's time for Greg Host to be on.